So I got a request on one of my videos to make a tutorial on how I removed the log grab function of the base game forwarders. And that's what I'm going to do today, is show you how I did that. Your mileage may vary on how well it works. I do prefer to use this. It still has its glitches. It's still a little bit buggy. It's just a different type of different problems, I guess. You can see this grapple here is closed up tight for some reason. It's possibly a setting I changed, but I can't get this one to roll up tight. I'll start off the video here by loading up some logs with each forwarder, and we can see what the difference is, see if this is going to be worth doing. For any of you, I do seem to think that this is better though myself. So we'll start with the, I guess we'll start with the base game forwarder here. Sometimes it works good, sometimes it doesn't. So we'll see if we can get some mishaps to happen right off the bat here. Now, this is one problem here, I would say. I'm trying to clamp the grapple here and nothing's happening. And we just randomly, a log just floated up and the grapple never closed. Try again here. Same thing. We'll switch over to this one here, where I deleted the log grab functionality from the machine. And the grapple actually rolls down underneath those logs there. It's still, again, it's not ideal. But I find that it's better than the base game forwarder. The grapple does seem to glitch out a little bit. But those logs actually kind of made their way into the grapple. What I'm going to do here is clamp these up and just show how they kind of roll into the grapple, and then I'll switch to the other grapple and I'll grab this same set of logs here, and it won't do that. So you see I just grabbed all those logs right there, minus that skinny one. So it was all those minus that skinny one. And that's me closing the grapple. It takes forever for them to slide in, and it's just not, there's like something wrong. Like, you think that when I go to do this, some log should roll up into the grapple, but nothing happens, and I'm trying to clamp it the whole time here. So to remove the log grab from the machine, we essentially have to create a mod. And what I would suggest doing is going to this guy's video series here. I'll link it in the description, and watching at least his first video. This will help a lot as far as what we're going to do here. I'm going to do pretty much exactly what he does in this video to create the mod, and he doesn't show how to remove the log grab here, but he gives some better insight as to what all these lines mean here, and we're going to see those in a second here once we get creating our mod. He also has the link on his video here to download the sample mod, which we're going to need. So we'll go here, download this, continue to download, and puts it in our downloads folder. So we'll get rid of that, and we'll open up our downloads folder. So we got our sample in-game mod. What I would do is create a new folder for yourself to work out of, and drag the sample mod into that folder. That way we can save it here and use it if we want to mod multiple pieces of equipment, because you're going to want to keep this file just the way it is so you don't mess it up. But what we'll do is we'll copy it, and we'll just modify the copy to create our mod and leave this, like I said, leave it alone. And that way you'll always be able to create a new mod easily without having to go back and re-download this. What I do sometimes might be a little redundant. I just feel like it's a little easier as far as keeping it all straight for myself. You can do it however you want. You'll get the basic idea here of what we're doing if you watch my video here. But um, I'm gonna rename this mod here. We'll rename it Ponzi because we're gonna be modifying the Ponzi. And I'm not positive that you need to keep this FS25 underscore, but I think you do in order for the mod to read properly. So we're just gonna keep it FS25 underscore Ponzi. So now that we get that, I'm gonna actually extract it to a regular folder because for some reason my notepad won't let me edit a zip file. If we look in here, we have a folder. This is where we're going to put the piece of equipment we're modifying. And then we have to change the mod description here. To find the piece of equipment we're modifying, we'll go down here to open up a new File Explorer tab. And we have to find out where your farming simulator is installed. Mine is, if I go to this PC, it's installed on this hard drive. So I go here, Steam Library, Steam Apps, Common, Farming Simulator 25, and this is the game. It's different from the mods where you would go to install the mod. This is where the game is actually installed. So once we're here, we'll go to Data, Vehicles. Now these are all the different vehicles in the game. It's all sorted by brand. So we'll go all the way down till we find the P section, Ponzi, and we're going to be modifying the Bison forwarder. So we'll open up the Bison folder, and this is where we'll find the information we need. So we need the Bison XML here. Don't edit any of this stuff. We're just going to copy the XML, and we're going to go over to our Ponzi mods folder here, I should say, and we'll open up the XML folder spot, and we're going to copy that in here. And so now we're done there. Now we have essentially our basic mod here, but we haven't done anything to actually change the way the vehicle operates. Before we change any of that, we're going to make the mod actually work, we have to go to the mod description here, open this up, and you can see right here, he put in here, put XML name here. This is the XML for the machine that we're modding. So we're modding the Bison. That's what our Bison XML is named right here, Bison XML. You want it to be exactly the same. We'll save it here. Close that. Now if this was a zip file, we could just drag it into the game and it would work, but it would be exactly the same as a base game. In order to remove the log grab, we're going to go into the Bison XML here. And you can see it's got all kinds of information about how the machine works. It's got the mass of the machine, which I'm assuming is a weight, and that's something I'm not too familiar on, is all of these different lines here, what they mean. One thing I do know is you can see right here, it says price. We can change the price of the vehicle if you want. We'll set it for $500. You can see when we start the game, it'll be $500 in the store. But if we get back on task to change the log grab option, the easiest way to find it is just to come here, hit edit, find, and we'll search log. And that'll bring us right down to the first place log grab is. And this is where all the log grab options are. So all we're going to do is highlight all of it and delete it. And we're going to back it up, move the cylinders back up so it's one line between here. I'm not sure that that matters, but that's what I've done, and it seems to work. So after we made our changes, we'll just go to File, hit Save, and that should be it. In order to make it a mod, you have to drag the zip folder into the game. Well, my notepad won't let me modify in the zip folder. That's why I extracted it to let it be a regular folder so I can modify it. And we're just going to open this up, which is what I did right here. This is the inside of this regular folder. And we're going to drag and drop into the zip folder. But first we have to delete all this unmodded, these unmodded files. So we'll delete those and we'll drag these to the zip folder. That should be everything that we need to do. We've created a non-log grab version of the Ponzi forwarder, the Bison, and there we can delete this folder here now because all of our stuff is the zip folder now. So then if we open up our Farming Simulator mods folder, all we have to do is drag this Ponzi zip right here, one we created, into the mods folder, and that's it. Now we should be able to start up the game, and the file should be in the game. Now this is how you'll know it worked. Right? You can go to your downloadable content. You'll see right here. There's our mod. We named it Ponzi. When you go to start a world, you also want to make sure that you select it. Otherwise, it won't be in the store. Now, if we go to our forwarders, you can see this is a different Ponzi mod I added, but this is one we just made. See, we changed the price, $500. It's exactly the same as the base game machine as far as everything else. We can add tracks to it, and I'm probably going to do that. I can't remember if I have tracks on my other testing one, but we'll add tracks on this one just to help distinguish it. Give these nice fat tracks here so we know that this is our modded one. Cost us more for the tracks than it did the machine. Okay, so I got the base game machine here right now. You remember we just bought the modded one there. We put tracks on it, so we're gonna see how this works here. Trying to grab some logs out of this pile. That's as tight as the grapple will go right there. It seems like all the machines have different levels of glitchiness there, but I'm just clamping the whole time, pulling up. I got the grapple clamped. You can see they must have tried to fix some of it because it doesn't seem to be as bad, but I can't grab these logs because the grapple won't close. So that's base game right there. Switch over to our mod. See how that did. Trying to change my viewpoint. Sometimes it's hard for me to tell if I'm just creating more favorable grabs for the modded version. But look at you just saw I couldn't do that with the base game. The grapple wouldn't close anymore. You can see that the game does seem to struggle for some reason. It does create some glitchiness. Your mileage may vary, but it does seem to, at least the grapple will manipulate the logs when you close it, versus where the base game machine doesn't do anything. There might be an option in there for grapple strength, and I haven't found it yet. But you can keep messing with the different mods. You can up the power levels. I would really suggest going and watching that full tutorial, because he goes into a lot more in depth what all the different lines mean, and you can how you can change for the price and horsepower. But that is essentially how you make the grapples better. That's probably what I'll title this video: how to make grapples better in Farming Simulator. Um, Hopefully that was some good information, and you'll be able to do it yourself. Thanks for watching.